Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about the cash quadrant, something that was made popular by Robert Kiyosaki. Now, it's kind of a way to separate career paths into four categories. So E and S, actually I'll write down some statistics here and then I'll tell you what they are. So E and S, this is where 95% of people are, 95% of people, now that's bad writing, 95% of people are in here and here, in E and S, but they only own 5% of the wealth in the world, right? B and I, there's only 5% of the people are here, 5% of people, but they own 95% of wealth in the world, right? So, this is also kind of tells you that there's a lot of income inequality in the world, or wealth inequality, I should say. There's a difference between the two. But, so I'll tell you what each one of these means, and maybe you can tell me where you are in this quadrant, right? So what is E, what do you think E stands for? It has to be in one where 95% of people are, where 5% of the wealth is. This is called E, employee. Yeah, this is employee. This is where like half the people, more than half the people are employees, right? The vast majority of people are employees, like 75%, 80% of the world. I don't know. How many people are self-employed? I should look that up. Maybe it's around 11, 12, 13% maybe. Anyways, so this is an employee or employed. So they have a J-O-B. It's called a job. Something that a lot of people hate, that a lot of people don't like their job but have to go there to make money. So obviously most jobs are here, right? Because there's very few owners of companies and there's not a lot of like freelancers that work for themselves. But so your time, oh, there we go. So your time, the clock here represents time, time and effort equals money. Right? So you put in some time and some effort, you get a little bit of money. You get 40 grand a year for a lot of employee jobs. Maybe you can get up to 60. 60 is a good employee job, right? You get a lot of benefits. Most people have to end up there in order to have, big company owners, stuff like that, right? So anyways, we'll say some other things here. So usually it's a set 8-hour schedule, right? You have a schedule. It's usually 5 days a week, 9 to 5, or maybe you do have a night shift or something, and you pretty much, you can't really do anything. If you miss a day, you don't get paid, right? That's the way it works. So, yeah, so pretty much you don't really have a lot of control. So no control. Let's just say if you let's just say you can't go into work, you're sick, no work equals no money, right? If you don't go into work, you don't get paid. This is kind of like the old school way that people kind of wanted to live. They wanted to go to school, get a good job, and then live the rest of your life on one solid income, get your Social Security, die, with a tiny, tiny bit of money. Now people can't do that. Middle class people can't really do that anymore, either because they either don't save properly or because the middle class is being squeezed out. That's another thing. There's a lot of inequality, as I mentioned before. This is a tough way to live these days. Back in the 50s, totally okay. 60s, okay. 70s, man, got a little bit bad. 80s, where poo hit the fan, right? It's tough to be an employee for your entire life these days. So a lot of people here stay poor. A lot of people here never really get out of this zone. They just kind of stay here. It's really tough to get out of that zone. So you stay poor, you get caught in a rat race. That's from Robert Kiyosaki. That's what he said. So obviously you earn, I said this before, you earn 40 to 60 grand a year. 40 to 60 grand a year here in this quadrant. And you kind of have a peak. That's like around your maximum. There's some employees, yeah, sure, they get 80, 100 grand. Maybe, you get 80, 100. I can't think of another really job. Like a nurse is maybe the highest paid employee, maybe? Like 60 grand? I don't even know. You guys tell me, what's the highest paying employee job that's common? So a lot of people here, so they live paycheck to paycheck, right? I'm not going to write that one down, but it's usually you use your paycheck and you meet within 29 days, it's usually at zero, and then you have to wait for your next paycheck before you can start paying off your debts and stuff like that. So in this quadrant, time equals a little bit of money. Time equals money, just like no work equals no money. And here, you can, if you work for 30 years, you can still be poor by the end of those 30 years. If you started working when you're 18, work till you're 48, you still might have no money. You might be even more debt than before, right? Kind of depends. There's lots of factors. So we're going to move on to the next quadrant here. So I'm going to ignore this. What do you think S stands for? There's two things. I'm going to write small business. Small business. It also stands for self-employed. A small business is just kind of what I like to think of when I think of the S quadrant. So what do you do here? Who fits in here? So people that fit in here, I'll put in quotes, they own a job. So self-employed people, small business people, it's usually like they run their own store. So maybe you're a freelancer. This is where a lot of good freelancers go sometimes. You can be poor here. So you own a job. You can't really get fired for the most part. You can lose your business if you don't make money. But yeah, you still got to do a few things here, which I'll get to in a second. So who is here? Who is in the small business category? So we're going to put, I obviously said freelancers, doctors. Do I have another example here? Oh yeah, and so like mom and pop shops. I'm not going to write that, but like local shops that don't have more than one or two stores, that aren't franchised, right? So small business. Yeah, so you are an employee and a boss in this category because you own a business, you got to hire and fire people, but you also have to put in time and work, right? So you're an employee plus a boss. You're such a boss, yo. You're such a boss. You get to hire and fire people. Hire and fire people. Isn't that weird? It's a lot of responsibility, which I'll probably have to do pretty soon, actually. Which is kind of a scary thought. I'm 22, and I'm going to be hiring and firing people a lot older than me. It's going to be weird. Anyways, doctors, freelancers, mom and pop shops. You're an employee and a boss. So an example of this is, what's good about this compared to an employee is that you can take 3 weeks off. You can take 3 weeks off, and you still get paid or make money, and the business doesn't shut down. The business keeps going, even if you decide to take a vacation. Excuse me. So let's just see what else we have here. So it's usually flexible hours. So it's a flexible hour, flexible schedule, right? You got to go in when you have to. When an employee gets sick or something like that, you have to go in. So here, this is a good income bracket. It's good. This is the 60 to 120 grand bracket. 60 to 120 grand a year. So this is like a good living. You don't have to worry about paycheck to paycheck, stuff like that. You're comfortable, right? I should just write, I wrote this really bad. So you're comfortable. I should fix that, but that's fine. And so you still got to put in time, but time equals a little more money. So you get 2 money signs. How about that? You get 2 money signs. Excuse me. I'm a little bit sick right now. I apologize. But yeah, so you put in time, you get a little bit more money. You get to live comfortably. You don't got to live paycheck to paycheck. And, by the end of your life, you'll probably have some savings, and you're fine. You're just comfortable. Didn't accomplish all your dreams, didn't, change the world, stuff like that. But you had a good life, right? Good. Small business. Let's move on to, let's move on to the second half, the other half, the right half, where 5% of people are and 95% of the wealth is. All right? What do you think that the B stands for? That's right. It is big business. So, what does that mean, big business? Well, big business is you own a system. What does that mean? Well, I'll kind of give you an example. Let's just say you open up a restaurant, okay? And that's a small business. One restaurant's a small business. But let's just say you start franchising it out. You get paid $100,000 every time a new store opens, $200,000, $300,000, and maybe within 10 years, there's 30 stores, and you don't even have to run any of them. You pay managers. All you know is that there's money coming in every month. The valuation of your company goes up, and you're making a lot of money not doing much work, apart from handling the bills and paying everyone, occasionally having to deal with new clients and stuff like that. So you own a system that doesn't necessarily need you to run. It's kind of interesting, right? So this is when people make money for you. So again, you hire some managers to run a store. You don't got to be there, and it still turns a profit. And you make money without having to do much work. It's good. It's a good place to be. So as I said, owning a chain of restaurants. So I'll just write these down. Owning a restaurant chain. Another example. A restaurant chain, let's just say a tech company. What's another one here? Maybe, so a real estate brokerage. So maybe you own a brokerage, right? So that's kind of a big business thing, right? Owning a giant company. It's good. So here you have your own hours. So you can not go into work for a month, come back, and there should be 30 stores still up and running. That's the way it should be. So you can make your own hours. You can you can do what you want. You want to go golfing on a Wednesday at 1 p.m.? Go for it. Do it. Who's going to stop you? You own a bunch of restaurants. You're good. So you can do what you want. What the end strategy here is, you usually sell the company for lots of money. So the end goal is to sell the company for lots of money. Generally, sell it for $10 million, you retire, you're good. How do you blow $10 million? I don't know. Or you can invest it. That's another video. So people here, excuse me, most of the people here in big business, minimum, make $150,000. So we'll say $150,000 to be honest, it's almost limitless, but I'm going to say $100 million. $100 million. So the people that start up a company, build it up, and sell it to Google, that's pretty much the dream of big business, right? You sell it to Google for $100 million, $200 million, $500 million, whatever. That's big business. So what is this? Use other people to make, lots of money. So you're going to get three money signs there. Use other people to make lots of money. That's good. That's really good. If you end up here, you're part of the almost 1%. Even if you're at the lowest part of this, you're pretty much at the 1% in terms of, let's hate the 1%. They're so rich. If you make about $250,000 a year, you're in the 1%. I think it might be $200,000. I forget. It's around 200 to 250 right now. So Well, what's the last one? I don't. Oh, this is weird when I go on off camera. Let's go. Mac, iPad. No, it is investor. Investor. So this is something that anyone can really do these days. Not a lot of people have the capabilities to run a big business, like hiring and firing a bunch of people. Everyone can do this. I'm telling you. As long as you're smart. Actually, dumb people can't. So if you're smart and you're watching this video, you can be here. So you're an investor. So what is this? Who is here? This is venture capital, capitalists. So like the Shark Tank, Dragon's Den, that's what they are. They are, let's see, real estate moguls. So there are a lot of people in this world that just own real estate and they're worth billions of dollars. Speaking of that, pretty much anyone who's a billionaire is an investor. Almost anyone. Anyone who's a billionaire. So this is where the richest of the rich end up, right? Like, yeah, you can say that Bill Gates is big business, but he also invests a ton of money, right? This is Warren Buffett. This is Warren Buffett here. A mix of these two is like Bill Gates, and yeah, anyways, I'll move on. So what happens here? Voice crack. That's what happens. Money works for you. Like, you know that Russian saying? In Russia, it's like, in Russia, car drives you. I can't do the Russian accent right now. It's just everything in Russia is backwards. And so in this is like Russia. Investors like Russia. In Russia, an investor, money works for you. Right? So this is also how the rich get richer. So how rich get richer. It's easier to make money when you have a lot of money. It's just kind of the way it is. It sucks, but that's the way it is. So yeah, the more money you have, the more you make. The more, oh yeah, so here's something else. Which I think is sad, but also funny. The more wealth you have, the more money banks give you. Isn't that sad? If you have $1 million, if you're worth $50 million, and you go up to a bank and say, hey, I want to take out a $2 million loan, just because. They're like, okay, go for it. Imagine an average person asking for a $2 million loan. How do you think that's going to go? Not too well. So, yeah, that's that. So it's a passive income. Excuse me. It's a passive income. You have pretty much unlimited potential. Oh, is limited 2 T's? No, it's 1. Unlimited potential. Unlimited potential. And to wrap it up, money, so we'll do $3 signs, equals more dollar signs. We'll do 5. There you go. See the difference here? I'm going to wrap this up because the camera is also dying. Recorded a lot today. So, employee, time equals a little bit of money. Small business, time equals a little bit more money. Pretty good. Big business, other people's time equals a lot of money. Investor, a lot of money equals a lot more money. So, investor, the minimum, well-off investor I'm talking about, I know a few, it's probably $1 million minimum. Trying to think, a good investor, $1 million, 500,000, you're fine. If you're a good investor in the long term, you're worth millions. So that's what I need. I need to teach this to young people my age especially. You got to invest, even if it's $100 a paycheck, $50 a paycheck, $150, $200. Invest what you can, and in the long run, who knows? Maybe you'll be the next Warren Buffett. Maybe you'll be the next real estate mogul. Right? So anyways, this is a Robert Kiyosaki cash quadrant. It's all, I watched a video and heard some of his stuff. This isn't, I kind of added my own touch to this. What would you guys, where do you guys fit into this? I'm guessing most of you are in here. Some of you are in here looking for a way to shove over here. Some of you are young, but most of you are probably my age or older based on my analytics. And I know that most of you want to end up here, right? Based on my other videos and your comments, you want to go here, which is good. We're going to go there together. And I'm going to show you about 4 months ago, 4 months ago, I was having a passive income. I was in university. I graduated 4 months ago. I'm in a real estate job right now. I actually got a text yesterday saying that this guy wants to go invest in property in London, London, Ontario. So that's going to be cool. We're going to have our first property. And maybe I'll keep making these videos, and within a couple years, I'll be here. And you'll see. I'm going to take you through this process. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. I'm going to come out with some programs and stuff that'll be cheap. And you can, I don't know, I'll teach you some real estate stuff. I'm currently finishing up my real estate license. So when I finish that, I'll pump out some programs, start selling stuff, start selling some houses, yo. Start doing all that stuff. So I'd like to thank you very much for watching. You're all very beautiful people. Stay rich, everyone. And I'll see you guys next time.